To kick this one off, we are introduced to Madison, who is a really popular social media influencer that travels all over the world and video blogs her life for her fans to watch. At this current moment, she is vacationing in Thailand by herself and is trying to give off the impression she has the perfect life made. But in reality, she is sad and not happy with how her life is going and is always feeling lonely. She also deeply misses her boyfriend, Ryan, who chose not to join her on this international trip for reasons unbeknownst to us. She also has many sponsors that she does ads for that are big-name popular companies, so that is how she makes her money. One night at the resort bar, Madison is sitting at the bar drinking when an old man comes up to her and hits on her. Another girl named CW comes over to Madison and saves her from the creepy dude and asks her if she wants to go on a walk with her to get away from him. Madison says yes, and the two take a walk on the beach. Madison tells CW how bored and lonely she has been while in Thailand, and CW invites her on a motorcycle ride the following morning to spend the day together. The following day, CW takes Madison sightseeing to some of the local hotspots and things the locals do for fun around the town. They go pet elephants, go rock climbing, and CW even takes her to a bar where they dance with cute boys all night to get her mind off of her boyfriend, Ryan. When they get back to the resort, CW goes to her place, and then Madison goes down to her rental that has been completely trashed and all of her personal belongings have been stolen, including her passport. CW tells her it will be 2 weeks before she can leave the country for her new passport to come, and CW tells her that she can crash with her until it arrives. Madison video chats Ryan and tells him that she is going to be gone a few more weeks, and he gets upset with her, which makes her cry, and then she tells him that she is breaking up with him, and she hangs up the call. We then get a montage of Madison and CW spending a lot of time together and going to do many fun things and really becoming close friends with one another. It looks like a blast, and I am totally jealous. CW shows Madison her house, and it is really luxurious. The next day, CW tells Madison she has something to show her, and she takes her to a deserted island on a boat where they spend the day together. As they are sitting around the fire that night, CW tells Madison that she is going to leave her there to rot out on the island with no water or food, and Madison just thinks she is being silly and not being serious. But little does she know, it's definitely going to happen. The very next morning, while Madison is still sleeping, CW grabs her backpack and gets on the boat and leaves the island and abandons Madison to rot with nowhere to go. 3 weeks pass, and CW has completely taken over Madison's life. She is acting like her and posting as her. But before she puts the pictures on social media, she edits them with Photoshop so that Madison's actual face is still attached to the accounts and showing she's still doing fine. She keeps getting calls and texts from Ryan, but CW isn't answering any of them because she knows that Madison already dumped him, so it's the perfect plan. CW seems to do this a lot, and she starts scoping out her next victim by going to Instagram and typing in Bangkok to see if there are any other females influencers there by themselves so she can go do the same thing to her that she did to Madison. She finds her next victim and goes to introduce herself at a local antique shop, but the lady quickly leaves. The following day, CW follows her around all day until she goes into a bar, and then CW goes inside to formally introduce herself. CW tells her that she follows her social media accounts, and she is a big fan. The lady's name is Jessica, and being lonely in a foreign country, she invites CW down to have a drink with one another and chat. Big mistake, Jessica. They get to know each other and even start hanging out just as she and Madison did. One night, CW steals her room key card whenever Jessica is having a photo shoot. CW invites Jessica over to her place the following night, and whenever they arrive, there are flowers everywhere throughout the house, and that can only mean one thing. Ryan has arrived to make up with Madison, and CW was not expecting this at all. Ryan asks them who they are, and CW tells him that they are Madison's friends, and CW clearly has no idea what to do and how to get rid of Ryan, and he could blow her whole operation up. CW tells Ryan that Madison is busy with business and she's gone for the night, and he finds that really weird. CW uses her laptop to phone Ryan, and she uses an AI voice to act like Madison, and she tells Ryan it's really over. But he says that he is not going for that, and if she really wants to end it with him, she has to do it in person. The three of them then head off to the beach to hang out for the day, and we can tell Ryan thinks something is fishy with CW. He keeps trying to ask Jessica more about CW and how she actually knows her, and Jessica is starting to think something is off too. CW still has Madison's phone, but Jessica doesn't know this, and she shoots her a message asking about CW. So the cat is out of the bag, and Jessica knows something is off, and this freaks CW out. Jessica sneaks out of the bar and into a taxi to the house, where CW closely follows to make sure Jessica doesn't rat her out. Jessica grabs her belongings and tells CW that she knows what is really going on, and she calls her creepy to her face. This pisses CW off, and she slams Jessica's face into the brick wall and then strangles her to death. Ryan then arrives at the house from the bar and asks CW where Jessica is, and CW tells him that she is gone and she left because Ryan was creeping her out, which is obviously a lie. Ryan then posts an Instagram picture saying that he had a fun day hanging out with Jessica and Madison's friend CW, which really angers her because now there is a paper trail to Jessica and Madison, and the only common denominator is CW. Ryan starts really wondering where Madison is and thought she should be back by now. But when he gets on Instagram, he sees a picture of Madison with another guy saying that he is the love of her life, and now Ryan thinks that Madison has found someone new and ran off with him. But obviously this was CW using her Photoshop skills trying to cover her own ass. He's not giving up though, and he is going to stay in Thailand until he gets Madison face to face. CW tells Ryan they should go out for the night, and he should try to get his mind off of Madison, so they go to the bar and have a good time with each other, and Ryan is starting to like CW as a friend all of a sudden. She doesn't feel the same way, so she roofies his drink, and when they head home after the bar, she takes advantage of him and hooks up with him while he is passed out. She wants him to think they consensually hooked up the next morning, hoping to get him to finally move on from Madison. The next morning he wakes up and is super confused why he is naked in the same bed as CW, and then sees the rubber on the floor, and he can't believe he actually did that with someone other than Madison. His ferry ride off of the island is leaving soon, and CW takes him to the takeoff spot and hoping that he is over Madison and ready to move on with his life. But he is still perplexed and thinks something is off about this whole situation. We then get to see flashback of how Madison and Ryan met and how they started dating and fell in love with each other. He really loves her and doesn't think he would ever do anything to hurt her like he supposedly did with CW. He's under the impression that CW took advantage of him and he didn't want any part of her. But being honest, if he really loved Madison so much, why didn't he go on the trip to Thailand with her in the first place? A few hours later, Ryan didn't actually leave the island like CW thought he did, and he starts doing some detective work, and he goes to the hotel that Madison was staying at before the house and starts asking around if anyone has seen her. The same old horny dude from earlier is at the same bar, and he tells Ryan that he did see Madison about 3 weeks ago, and she was with the girl with the birthmark on her face and not with a guy like the picture on Instagram shows. He then starts looking at all of the fake pictures posted, and he notices an error in one of them that gives away the birthmark, and he knows that CW has been posing as Madison this whole time. Ryan heads back over to the mansion on the beach that Madison was supposedly staying at, and he finds Madison's diary in a backpack on the bed, and then he hears CW arrive, and as she is walking down the stairs, he knocks her out and ties her to a chair. Ryan orders her to tell him where Madison is, or else he is going to the cops, and will tell them everything, and CW asks him if he thinks the cops will really believe his elaborate story. CW tells him that she will take him to her if he promises not to turn her in afterwards. They start heading down to the boat, where CW knocks him in the water, and he pulls her down with him. She then uses the rope she was tied up with and strangles him under the water, killing him. CW then makes social media posts making it look like Ryan did the tragedy to himself, and that he was upset because Madison moved on to someone new. CW thinks she is all in the clear, and then she takes her boat out to the same island where she left Madison to bury Ryan's body. When she gets to the island, she notices that Madison is still alive and has been this whole time because there are marks on the tree showing every day she has been out there. CW grabs a shovel to go finish her off, but joke's on CW. Madison knocks her the hell out with a log and then takes the boat off of the island to leave CW there to rot like she wanted Madison to. The movie ends with Madison driving off into the blue sea in the boat, and CW can't do much but laugh at the situation she is in. And that is it for this one, friends. Any other movies or shows I should do? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.